A year ago, I decided to learn cloud technologies and I was in the same exact position as you. I was trying to figure out which was the best cloud provider that I could learn. And this is the most frequently asked question on Reddit forums and on Google. So today in this video, I'll try to break down my thoughts and processes on how I managed to choose the cloud provider that I would like to learn and get specialized in. And hopefully this video will be helpful for you as well. A little background about myself. I'm an infrastructure engineer who has been working on premise. So I've been handling data centers for a company for around 8 years now. So this involves system engineering, which is installing and maintaining physical machines such as the servers, the routers, switches. On the basics, we know what a cloud provider is. It is basically a data center that is managed by someone else. But this managing of the data center is done differently by different providers. But the end result is always the same. So let's take a look at the different cloud providers. We know of the three big cartels, that is AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Looking at the market share, you can see AWS is at the top leading the way, following with Azure, that's Microsoft, and third place is Google Cloud. But there are also many other cloud providers which are way more smaller but are well known, such as IBM, Alibaba, DigitalOcean, and so on. Each of them provide you a service of hosting your servers in the cloud, but not all of them are same in terms of pricing, scalability, ease of use, and support. For example, let's take AWS and DigitalOcean. Both of them are great for medium-sized businesses, but let's break it down a little bit. For example, DigitalOcean provides a straightforward and predictable pricing. It offers monthly fixed prices for its droplets, that is virtual machines which are Linux based, making planning and budgeting simpler. On the other hand, AWS provides you with pay-as-you-go service, which makes the financial pricing a bit unpredictable. However, AWS does provide you with reserved instances which you have to pay for upfront for your virtual machines, making the price more predictable. So the approaches for pricing is different, and the cost for DigitalOcean's computing service is generally cheaper than AWS. And we come to a part where, okay, so should I do a DigitalOcean certification? Guess what? They do not provide a certification because their user interface is so easy to use. It helps developers to quickly deploy their applications on the cloud, whereas AWS has a steeper learning curve to get to know all their services. So with that brief overview between AWS and DigitalOcean, you might think DigitalOcean is the clear winner. And if your company requires ease of use of the cloud provider service and easy deployment of applications, then DigitalOcean is the clear winner. The same way it goes with choosing your cloud provider that you want to learn. It depends where exactly you are in your career, whether you're a beginner or whether you're in the middle of your journey within your career. So I'll try to give a beginner's perspective and also an advanced level perspective of which cloud provider you should choose to learn. And at the end of the video, I will give you my thoughts and processes on how I chose the cloud provider that I want to specialize in. So the first level being the beginner level, this is you are just starting off in your career, you're straight out of university or college and you have no cloud experience at all. Matter of fact, you might not even have any IT experience at all. For this, it's best to check your local area or the location that you would like to be working at and see what exactly are the job on offer. So I'm currently based in London, and if I were to add the keywords of AWS, Azure, GCP and place them in Indeed or LinkedIn, and you'll get a rough idea of how many results have come up showing which jobs actually require that certification. At the end of the day, at this stage, you just want to get your foot into the industry, and once you have the experience will overlap the certifications. Now let's talk about a more advanced level. So you're already in IT, you may be working for a couple of years, but you might be working on premise on a data center and you don't have that much of a cloud exposure. In this case, I would ask the technical engineers within the company what cloud platform are they planning to use, or what cloud platform they're actually using currently, and try to develop my skills in those specific areas. For example, even if they're using a cloud provider just to host their domain name service, you might be interested into learning that specific cloud provider, for example Azure, and then once you have learned the Azure certification, it will give you more perspectives and more ideas on solving in-house and on-premise solution, suggesting to your technical engineers that this problem can be actually solved by migrating to the cloud. And since the company already has one foot into the cloud provider platform by hosting their domain name service on Azure, it is much more easier to convince the company to host another service on there. This is exactly where I found myself last year. The company that I work for is a Windows shop, Microsoft SQL servers, Microsoft Windows servers, and I could just go with the Microsoft Azure certification, but I decided to go with an AWS certification. There are pros and cons for this. The pros being I can diversify my skills so that I know Microsoft in-house products, on-premise products, and I know AWS cloud technologies. The cons being you're not very specialized in a specific domain, whereas if I were to choose Microsoft Azure certification, I could be more Microsoft dominant, but that will keep me away from opportunities which will deal with other domains such as AWS. So once you know the operations behind one cloud provider, you can actually transfer those knowledge and skills to another, because the main operations are pretty much the same. It is just the naming is different. Like for example, on AWS, a virtual machine is called EC2, whereas on Azure, it's just called a VM. Wrap it all up, if you're a beginner, focus on getting one cloud provider which is very high in demand in the location that you would like to work in, so that you can just get your foot into the industry. If you're at an advanced level, already work in IT, already have an experience behind you, then you might want to look at what your company is currently using, what tech stack they have, which cloud provider they're actually using, and try to get certified in that. Or if you like to look for other opportunities, you would like to diversify your skills by learning a competitor cloud technology. If you found anything in this video useful, please hit the like button, it helps me a lot. And if you are navigating tech roles in your career, you might want to check out this video right here. See you guys on the next one.